Alright, hello everybody, Deadmau5 here, and welcome to something I didn't expect to be making. Um, Rocket League, which, if you guys don't know, I have played a ton of Rocket League. If you guys go ahead and look here, and we just find Rocket League. Where is it? There it is. As you can see, I have 200 hours in the game. But they have done something that I literally can't believe. Now, if you don't know, there was an update that was done a little while back. It was called the Blueprint Update, and it is about the stupidest update they could have ever done. It basically adds, instead of loot crates, you have blueprints, which cost way too much, and that's a whole nother story that you guys can go ahead and look at other videos on. But after that controversial change, now we have this. Support for macOS and Linux is being ended. Now, what makes me so mad about this is that it's not Psyonix that's doing this. It's Epic Games. Epic Games is causing this because Epic Games does not like Mac and Linux. I'll bet money on it. Because it wasn't until Epic Games went ahead and did this that they went ahead and did this. And also, let's see here, what's the dude's name? Like Contier here's, whatever his name is, like he said, it's also because blueprints aren't making them crap all money. Because no one's spending 2,000 credits, which is $20 in game for one item, when before, when the key update, or when the keys were in the game, $20 would get you 20 keys, and 20 keys would get you 20 items. That's how stupid that blueprint update is. So, they're going ahead and doing this, which is screwing over even more people. This update is a joke. It's gonna be a joke. So let's go ahead and read this here. We want Rocket League to be the best experience for all our players, including adapting to use new technology, which, by the way, they don't state the entire time what this new technology, quote-unquote, is. But it says this has made it more difficult to support macOS and Linux. By the way, there's no difference between them. You can go ahead and when you're making a game, building it in Windows and building it in macOS, there's almost no change when it comes to that. But it says because of this, we have a final patch for these versions in early March. Meaning, if you have the game and you play it before March, you can be online and you can play all the game you want. But after March, you're gonna get screwed. So it says here, the macOS and Linux SteamOS version will no longer be updated or supported after the final patch. You'll still be able to download and install these versions, but some features will not function as expected. Why? What new technology are you using? Which I know there's no new technology that you're using. You're just doing this because you can, because Rocket League is making you no money, and you decide to screw your own player base. By the way, I love Rocket League. This has pissed me off. Because I played on Mac for a while. So the fact is that when this came out, it really annoyed me. It says if you purchase Rocket League for Mac or Linux on Steam, you can download you can download the Windows version. The version will run with full functionality on a PC with Windows 7 or newer. Because, Mac and Linux users just have that laying around. Don't know why why they'd even say that, because most people, if they have a Windows computer, it's with Apple Boot Camp, which they state here. But most Mac users aren't going to want to do that, because it can screw with other things. I had a Mac, and I played on Mac for a while. You're not going to want to, most people don't want to put Boot Camp on there. But it also talks about how you can use Boot Camp, or with Linux, you can go ahead and do Steam Proton or Wine. That's not the point. So here we go. Right here. After the final patch, the following offline features should function as expected. They really try to stretch this out as far as they can. Local matches, split screen, garage inventory, career stats, replays, Steam Workshop maps, and custom training packs. Now, mind you, the Steam Workshop maps and the custom training packs have to be done before the final patch. What doesn't make sense is if you're downloading from the Steam Workshop, why does it have to be done before the final patch? That's what doesn't make sense to me, is because you're downloading it from the Steam Workshop. Why can't you download it after the patch? That makes absolutely no sense. And then, of course, after the final patch, online features will no longer be function, and that's basically everything else in Rocket League, because Rocket League is an online game. People don't buy Rocket League for offline features. They buy it for online. So, you're stupid. You have literally screwed your game 10 times over. You did the Blueprint update, which screwed everyone. And then you do this update, which screws everyone else. I mean, you really have just made this worse and worse. Fortnite's dying. Rocket League's gonna die. What's next? What other game is Epic gonna screw up? Because it's not gonna be good. And of course, they talk about, how you can go ahead and get refunds and stuff like that. And they ask you, if you want anything else to help, you can do a support ticket. But to me, this is probably the worst update they could have done besides Blueprints. Blueprints were pretty bad, but you can still play the game. I mean, now if you're macOS and Linux, you're screwed. You can't play the game. Your game is basically bricked besides the offline features, the few that they have. No one wants to do that. No one wants to do that. You have legitimately screwed your entire system. It's disappointing. It really is. The fact that they would go so low after the Blueprint update, not making them enough money, and they go ahead and screw themselves even more by doing the macOS and Linux and making that just die. It really makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. This is kind of killed themselves. And I have a feeling you're going to see Rocket League drop hard. Because I'll bet you almost half the player base, a little under half, is Mac and Linux. Maybe not Linux, but Mac. I know a lot of people who play Mac, or used to. Either they did or they are. So it's really disappointing they went ahead and did this. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry that like half my videos recently have all been just me saying stuff about random updates and other things like that. That's not what this channel is supposed to be, but it's what it's turned into apparently, because every game nowadays decides to screw itself. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is deadmau5, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!